This video is going to cover the topic of percent increase and decrease. Be sure the date and topic are at the top of your page. The essential question for this video is, how do we calculate the percent increase or decrease of a situation? And remember, there are lots of ways to calculate percentages. In the past, we've done ratios with part over whole is a percent out of 100, and more recently we've begun to solve percentage problems as equations. And we've done that by doing the percent times the whole, and that gives us the part or the quantity that we are looking for. So let's look at a quick example as a recap. So in this example, we know that our percent of some number is 80, so we know the percent and we know the quantity that it has a value of. What we don't know is the whole. So using our equation, we could set this up as 20% as a decimal times the whole equals 80. I would divide both sides by our 20% to get our answer that W equals, I believe, 400. Right? That's just a quick recap. But percents are also used to find the amount something has changed, how much it's increased or decreased. A percent increase or decrease is the amount that something has changed relative to what it once was. For example, if I find out that my boss is giving me a raise of $20 an hour, that's good news. And if I currently make $10 an hour, if I find out that I'm getting an extra $20 an hour, that's a big deal. That's a huge change. On the other hand, if I currently make $1,000 an hour, that extra $20 doesn't really seem like it is as significant anymore, right? The extra $20 feels different based on how it compares to what I used to make. A percent increase or decrease is like that. It tells us how significant the change is. So let's say Zelda had 50 books when she last counted at home, and she went shopping and now she has 60 books. The question we want to ask is, what is the percent change, or the percent increase in this case, of the books that she has now? And we're going to use our equation from before, right? The percentage times the whole is the quantity, right? But with one extra step. And that is that we need to first find the difference between what she had before and what she has now. So she had 50 books before, and now she has 60. So step one, we find the difference. That's a difference of 10 books. Step two, what we don't know is the percentage, right? We are looking for the percentage increase, but we know that the whole number she started with was 50. And we know that the quantity that represents the difference is 10. So we plug that in, which leads us to step 3 to solve. So we're going to divide both sides by 50, like we've done many times before. And if I divide 10 by 50, I get 2/10. And my answer here, right, is 2/10, but I want to turn this into a percent. So I'm going to multiply by 100 or move the decimal twice, once, twice, and add that placeholder. There is a 20% increase. She has 20% more books now than she had last week. And I'm noticing here, this should really say that I'm turning this into our percent, right? It comes out as a decimal, and I'm trying to convert that into our percent. So sorry about that. Here's another example. So about almost 20 years ago, right, in the year 2000, tuition at U of O was about $4,000 for in-state residents. And most recently, in 2018, tuition was about $11,000. That's a big increase. But the question is, by what percentage has the tuition increased? So I'm going to go ahead and use the exact same steps that I did with the Zelda book question. And I'm going to first find the difference between what it was then and what it is now. And it looks like tuition is about $7,000 more now than it was in the year 2000. And I'm going to use that to plug into my equation. And just like before, I don't know the percentage, but the original tuition was $4,000. And the difference now is $7,000. So that's the quantity that it has changed. And as we do with all equations, we want that variable isolated. So for step 3, we're going to go ahead and divide both sides by 4,000. And when we do that, we find out that P is equal to 1/7500ths. But then we need to convert that into our percent. And excuse me, that's what I should have had on my steps here. But into our percent, so we move our decimal twice to the right or multiply it by 100. Tuition has gone up 175% since the year 2000. That's a huge increase. Sometimes numbers decrease and we need to find the percentage decrease. So in this example, Tish had some subscribers on YouTube and then she noticed they dropped, right? So we're trying to figure out the percent decrease in her number of followers. The process stays the same, right? I'm going to find the difference. She had 500 and now she has just 300, right? That means there was a change of 200 followers. So when I set this up, I don't know what the percentage is, but I know that the whole number she started with was 500. And the change, the quantity of her change, was 200. So I'm going to do my normal process of solving. So I'm going to divide both sides by 500, as we would normally do, to figure out what her percent value would be. And we should find that that is 4/10. But then we need to convert that into our percent. So 4/10, I'm going to move that decimal once, twice, put that placeholder in. She had a 40% decrease in her followers. So another way to say that is she lost 40% of her followers. I'll have you try one and bring it into class. Let me go ahead and set that up for you. So this is the one I'd like you to try for yourself, right? Tim bought a used bike. He paid $50 for it. He fixed it up and resold it for $80. And the question is, what is his profit? What percent profit did he get? So what was the percent increase that he got to keep as a profit? And I have the steps here recorded for you, so you can go ahead and fill in what you need to get the solution here. And we're looking for our answer to be in percent form. So solve this and see what you find. And remember, the essential question for the video was, how do we calculate a percent increase or decrease in a situation? And hopefully you can see that we can still use our equation that we've been using before, but with one additional step. Be sure to bring your answer, your questions, and your notes to class.